Manchester United, England's most successful club. The Red Devils boast 13 different Premier League titles, 12 FA Cups and 3 Champions Leagues. You could even say a perfect club. Wrong! Ever since Fergie's retirement in 2013, things have gone south for United and are projected to get even worse. A host of managerial talent has tried and failed to turn this juggernaut around. But now, for 2 weeks only, the responsibility falls on the shoulders of this man to steer United to one more Premier League title. Can it be done? Well, strap yourself then, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Hello folks, here we go back once again with episode number 2 of my Football Manager 2020 beta save, that is Manchester United and the road to glory. So we've started the season in pretty good shape, sit second at the table, yet to taste defeat. We know our opponents in the old Europa League and we also know our opponents in the Carabao Cup. But let's bring you up to date at what you'd missed so far. So after the opening day win against Southampton, we went to Bournemouth, played down south, went to the beach, had a bit of a Mr. Whippy with a flake, as you do, down the old beach. But we could only muster a draw despite going 2 goals to the good against Bournemouth. Milic got himself both goals for United, his two headers as well. Wan-Bissaka with a cross, Milic heads it home on 6 minutes. His second was on around about 22nd minute mark, another header from the right hand side once again. That's where all our action was coming from. This time Danny James puts it on a sixpence. He puts it in the back of the net. But then it was Bournemouth in the was it just before half time, I think? Yeah, popped in with a game changing goal, 2-1 in the second half. They got the equaliser. They were a little bit fortunate, I think, just to get the point. I think Bournemouth could have won it. But 2-2 it was in the end. Then it was the big one up against Manchester. Then it was the big one up against Arsenal at Old Trafford, and we won 1-0. Daniel James with the only goal on the 46th minute. Milic did the acrobatics, say the woodwork, but there was Dan James, puts it in. We also lost Martial as well on that one. Back on the road, up to the northeast, up to the Toon, and we goals galore in this one. 5-goal thriller, 3-2 win for United in the end. That's Manchester United. We actually went 2 goals to the good on this one as well before Newcastle pegged us back. It was the James Maddison show. Puts in the first one around that 23-minute mark, long-range effort. Same could be said for his second, another long-ranger. This one, Wan-Bissaka brings it up on the right-hand side to James, has been phenomenal. And again, bottom left-hand bins. 2-0, you thought points were safe. But no, again, in the second half, though, Newcastle stepped it up. Almiron made it 2-1. Did they actually level before we I think we actually got the third goal to get the cushion back, and it was Rashi, long ranger as well, 3-1 it was, and then they made it a little bit interesting towards the end. Was it Joe Littleton with the goal? Almiron with a daily double. 3-2 in the end, 3 points for us in the bag. And then right here, right now, he just missed a bit of a snore fest over at Old Trafford. We did dominate this game, but there was no goals. Look at this, we actually FM'd the bad boys. 35 shots, 11 on target, 13 off target. They only had the one effort, but unfortunately we couldn't put it in the back. I was pressing, but we couldn't get it. Yeah, as you can tell, I don't have any of the official logos or something like that. That's something I'm working on. Obviously, this is day 2. It's not, the game hasn't even been out for 24 hours yet, so I am ploughing through this as we go. This is the state of flux for the Europa League, which we're going to kick it off right here, right now. We got Krasnodar, Lasic and Torino in our group. Very, very doable, but I am going to play a rotated squad on this one, so we'll see. Also in this video, we'll take a look at Chelsea. We'll have those 2 games for you. We've also got Mansfield. You'll skip that one. So we're going to do Krasnodar, Chelsea today, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll probably do Spurs, Torino tomorrow. So ploughing through the season already. So here we are up against Krasnodar, so hopefully we can kick off our European campaign with a win. Rotate the squad. Romero comes in, Delo on the left hand side, Bailey, Thiago Silva comes in, Jones at the right back, Van der Beek, Fred, Mata left, Pereira in the middle, Ben Arfa also gets start, and Milic continues up top. We haven't really got much options up front really. You know, it kind of justifies the fact that I did bring in Milic. Sped Bin Bunyan, who's got a couple goals, so hopefully he can add to it today. We are playing Krasnodar. I think we played them in pre-season as well. We might have nicked a win. The players you got to watch out for on there, Berg. Marcus Berg is Branislav Ivanovic, isn't he ex-Chelsea? Yep, he's a Serbian. Krasnodar's over in Russia. So he's back in his Eastern Europe. And Marcus Berg, key player as well. 33 years old though, getting on a bit. Hopefully my boys can rip them a new one. Let's get it on. Okay, folks. Yeah. So obviously we're still finding our feet with the new game. If you know, especially the first day or two, the first couple of episodes, they are a little bit. I'm actually trying to get as much content as I can get recorded because it is a funny day. I didn't expect it to get released so early. I had not made plans for this, so that's why they're a little bit hapsadaisical, these episodes. I'm not going as in-depth as I was hoping to, but maybe episode 3 and 4, which will be done on the weekend, we'll get a bit more in-depth, and I'll show you a bit more of the gameplay itself. But so far, this game, 0-0, ball draw. We need to kind of encourage them a little bit to get moving. Here comes Krasnodar. Obviously, we haven't got our big boys in starting 11, but hopefully these guys can still create something. Juan Mata's getting involved. Van der Beek is a big bunning player. So's Milic and Thiago Silva. Spent a lot of money on these boys. That's a bit of a ricochet. They're going to trickle out for a corner. Oh, no, it's not. It's going to go out for a goal kick. I can't believe that was a highlight. Can I believe that was a highlight? Goal kick, Krasnodar. Pumped it out left-hand side for us. Mata to Van der Beek. Pereira switches it over to Ben Arfa. Who is my free transfer? Is he going to be the creative genius that I was hoping? Or is he going to be a snob? Van der Beek. Time. Milic was there. Oh, no, so it was Mata. Puts it well over. Ben Arfa's picked up a niggle. What am I going to do? I'm going to try and see if he can play on a little bit. I do have Tahiti Chong come in and probably do a job. Yeah, I'm going to let him ride it out. So far, a bit of a ball draw, this one. Free kick opportunity. Pereira's on it. Bit of a screamer. Nobody was there for the rebound. It would have surely been an easy tap-in if someone was right on point blank. Bailey gets a start today. I expect to make wholesale changes for the Chelsea game. It is imperative we win against the big boys like we did against Arsenal. So far, so good. So good. Yeah, realistically, I'd like to get a win here if poss. We are pressing them. Ben Arfa stumbles on the ball. Back to Thiago Silva. Bit of a surprise purchase. I made that lastminute.com. It wasn't one that was on my radar. I was just a little bit worried that if Jones had been picked off, we wouldn't have the cover at centre-back. Jones, Pereira strikes, gets lucky with the second shot, but it's up and over. Looks like we're going to go to half-time all square. I'm looking at making some changes. Probably Tahiti Chong to come on at some point. Okay, second half gets underway. United with the ball. Pushed out left. Mata. He's got a runner on the left, but he decides to switch play to Ben Arfa, who uses Phil Jones. Van der Beek to Delo. Mata strikes. We need to be a little... I'm going to go attacking on this. We're going to try and find something. Show some passion, lads. I'm getting ready. I'm going to ready to pull the trigger here. Last 5 minutes to make a change here. Delo. Van der Beek. Delo. To Pereira. Switches it on the right hand side to Jones. Whips a cross in. It's pretty terrible. Mata, can he pick a cross? And he does. We might have a penalty here. We might have a penalty. Who's on this? Is it Milic? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's Juan Mata. Steps up. Slots it home. Smash that bad boy. Still going to make the changes though. Still makes the changes. In fact, let's see this highlight out. Let's get back to the pitch there. Come on. Delo to Pereira. Things are slowing down. Let's nix that. Jones, nice footwork, keeps the move alive. To Van der Beek. Out to Delo. Mata, the goal scorer. Pereira shoots, it's blocked, gets a second go at it. Now we'll make the change. Ben Arfa's coming off for Tahiti Chong. We'll have Jesse Lingard coming in as well to add a bit of bite. Thiago Silva. Down the right hand side to Chong. Is that a haircut? Lingard. I sorted him out. I said, hey boy, you want to play my team? Get rid of that Barnett. Nah, I love the Barnett. I think it stands out like a sore thumb. It's quality. So I don't know why. Yep, long range efforts. Ivanovic clears. Tahiti Chong picks up the loose ball. Keeps it going. Perhaps for a second crack at it. Fred to Van der Beek. Back to Fred. And then all the way back to Silva, who pushes it wide to Jones. Playing an unfamiliar right back. I think he did play right back a little bit for Rovers, but in his short spill, Chong is caught off the ball there. And it is cleared. It's not pretty, a 1-0 win at the moment from the penalty spot. Van der Beek being strong, withstands the challenge, uses to Chong on the right hand side, plays it back to Jones, back to Chong, and Jones interchange passes. What we got going on here? It's pulled back to Fred, keeps it moving to Van der Beek, long range effort. It's got some runner on the left hand side. It is Delo, whips across in, it's headed, it's Chong, and he puts it wide. It's not a bad effort. We're getting there. We're stretching them. We have not really looked in too much trouble. Phil Jones looks like a man of the match. Would you believe it? It's one of those games, though. It's not really been that free-flowing. Van der Beek, Mata, switches it to Chong this time. Pulls it back. Jones, Lingard, strikes by Mata again. Stabs it, really. Not really get any purchase on it. Looks like we're going to trickle away for a 1-0 win from the penalty spot. Last couple minutes. Is there another goal in this game? Ivanovic to Ramirez. Can't really get out in their own half. Pumped wide. Here comes Jones to Chong. It's been much more livelier than what's his name? Ben Arthur. Jones. Strikes. Comes out of Mata. Stumbles all over it. Couldn't get anything. It was like a spaghetti junction at his feet there. I think that's about does it. 30 seconds left on the clock. I think we've got these 3 points in the bag, which is not. It's not a fantastic result. You know, it would have been a better performance if we had a couple goals, but rotated squad, gives guys some minutes, see what the rest of the boys look like. But then, now we go for the main course, which is Chelsea in the Premier League. Well, elsewhere in the old Europa League, did I just see a 9-0 demolition? Lazio put 9 past Apple Nicosia. Absolute bars. So there's been some crazy scorelines as well in the Premier League. I saw Everton put 9 past Aston Villa. A team that I could only master a draw with. So after our first result and the Europa League, we kind of found ourselves second in the table behind Torino on goal difference. Who do we have to actually play on next? What are we? Group D. So we will be taking on next in the tournament. We will be taking on Lasic away from home, so win there and we can be pushing for that top spot, which is what we want. But right now we are talking about the Premier League, and we're taking on Chelsea, who come into this in 13th spot on the table. Not the greatest start for them. 5 points on the board for us. We come into it in 4th spot, 11 points on the board. Potentially a win away from top spot. Goal difference shouldn't be a problem. I think if we get the win, we'll go top. Yeah, a lot of the other teams have already played their 6th game, so good chance for us. But it is away from home. It's against Chelsea, so it's going to be a little bit challenging. So I rotated the squad to what I think is my strongest 11, bar a couple of odd replacements. Maddison's not fit enough to come in. So we're going to go with De Gea in goals. Shaw at left back, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Pogba, McTominay, Lingard on the left, Van der Beek, James on the right, Rashi up top. Milic is on the bench just because he played that last game. So hopefully we can get another win. Okay, quick look at the opposition. Tammy Abraham leads the line. Pedro on the left, Willian on the right, Barkley in the middle, Kovacic and Kante holding midfielders. Tomori, Rudiger, Asapecha, Alonso and Kepa. So good chance for us here to maybe get control of the Premier League already. I know it's still very early days, but we've already played Arsenal and we performed. If we can play against Chelsea away from home and put up a performance as well, then we could be in consideration, I think, for definitely Champions League spots. That is a bad free kick. Here comes Tammy Abraham. He's got the freedom of Stamford Bridge here. Turns it back around for Pedro. The move keeps going it's cancelled out in the end. Weird. De Gea. Plays it short to Maguire. Pumps it down the right-hand side for Wan-Bissaka, who goes on a mazy run. Uses Dan James. Tries to hold up play. What's he going to do? Switches it to the left-hand side, but it's picked up by Asapecha. Kante now. And here comes Willian under a bit of pressure. Forced back. Over the top. Tammy Abraham's created some space. Great control. Just puts it wide. Not the finish article. He was in consideration to come to Old Trafford to be my leading striker. But I opted for Milic, who is on the bench. So, yeah, I've gone for tried and trusted, and I'm hoping he can get on the goal train. Let's have a look at what other games are going on as it stands. Latest scores. Brighton 2-0 up against Southampton. That result doesn't look as brilliant as it was on day one for us, 4-0. Alonso's under a bit of pressure. Keeps it going for Kovacic. To Barkley. Now on the left-hand side. Back to Kovacic. Alonso and Kovacic. Oh, he's bustled over by McTominay. Can he keep it going? We can. Shaw switches over to the right-hand side to Dan James. Bissaka's gone on the overlap. What you got for me, kid? Back to Danny James. What you got? Do some skills. Blitz passes him. Can he get a cross in? Uses Bissaka. Pops it over the top. Have a shot, son. Somebody have a shot. Don't let this amount to nothing. Shaw. Van der Beek. Oh, it amounts to nothing. Pedro. Cancelled out by McTominay. What kind of highlight is that? It's just a breakaway. Chance here for Chelsea to score from the corner. Straight to corner mode. It's over the top. I would take a point at Stamford Bridge. I'm not going to lie. I'll take it. We should be playing a little less aggressive, but I'll let it slide at the moment. Cross comes in from James. Pogba picks it up. Uses Shaw on the left. Back to Pogba. Inwards they go. Rashford turns it on a 6, but Bissaka on a yellow. Cuts it back. Time for a shot, perhaps. Somebody. Oh, it's a scrambled effort. Looks like it might be a corner for us. There was a bit of confusion in the back line there for Chelsea. Van der Beek will pump this one in. Usually Madson's on it, but he's still yet to recover from his injury. Lovely play. Pogba, can he get a shot in? No. It's broken up. Tammy Abraham just hoofs it down the line for Pedro. Do not do anything stupid. Is he offside? It looks like he is. Very, very edgy. Open, 35 minutes. And here we go once again. Wan-Bissaka down that right-hand side. Van der Beek. Use Dan James. Bissaka. Those two are linking up absolutely like a treat. Wan-Bissaka to James. He's scored a couple already. Van der Beek strikes. Kepa parries it out for a flip-in. Another corner. Van der Beek will take his time over this one. 36 minutes on the clock. Whips it in there. No one gets to the head on it. Comes out to Dan James, of all people, to pick it up. And we are edging closer to the 45. We are probably the better side. Chances-wise, we might not have all the possession, but it's decent. We are a threat. But we need to... Oh, goodness gracious me. I thought that was a goal. It was a wide open chance. Best chance of the half, I think, went to Chelsea right at the end there. And they just actually levelled on shots. But all in all, 0-0. Not bad. Not bad half of football. But like a good Blackburn Rovers fan, 45 minutes is not the way to win football. You've got to play good over 90. So we've got to push this now to the second half. And maybe find a goal here. Do we go for it? Do we go for it? I've got Milic on the bench who would like to score, I'm thinking. Bissaka to Van der Beek. We'll see how this pans out. 48 minutes and I've got James. Back to McTominay. Over the top. Beautifully done. Wan-Bissaka, what you got for me? Can he whip across? He plays it short. Van der Beek's shot is parried. It will trickle out for nothing. Great defending there by Chelsea in the end. Nervy defending, but great. 55 minutes on the clock. Rashford's been a bit quiet. We'll give him this last surge here. What's going on? Pogba switches play to Wan-Bissaka. Acres of space on the right hand side. Cuts it back to McTominay. What you got? Oh, he's bundled off the ball. Pedro on a yellow. Risky tackle, but he gets the ball anyway. Over the top for Tammy Abraham. Great control. Slips it to Gea. Is down to the ground. It looks like it was offside. We're going to make the change. Lingard. So we'll pop him off because, you know, I've not really heard anything from him. So Milic just coming on. Show some passion, lads. And maybe we're going to up the ante. We'll go attacking. We'll go for it, eh? We'll go for it. Kepa plays it wide out to Asapecha. to Pulisic. He's been quiet on the left side. He's been mugged off there by Shaw. Keeps it going. Pogba, what you got now? Worldy pass over to Dan James. To Wan-Bissaka, who's on a yellow. Remember that. Slips it in. Dan James. Have a shot, son. Have a shot straight at the gut of Kepa, who grabs it. 67 minutes on the clock. I will take this to the bank if it ends as a 0-0 draw. Michy Batshuayi, the other striker for Chelsea, another target I was looking at bringing on in, but opted against it. Played all the way back to Kepa, who's under a bit of pressure, but gets this pass out. Alonso, Kovacic. Oops, stumbles, but he gets the pass out to Pulisic on the right-hand side. Switches it back. Rudiger, Asapecha. Kovacic, oh, he's bundled off Pogba. Come on then. What you got? Spread it. Rash on the left. Uses Shaw. No, fools me. Over to Wan-Bissaka on the right. Keeps it going. Dan James whips a cross in. Over to flipping matey boy. Shaw. Rashford. Strikes. Goes wide. Wan-Bissaka to Maguire. We're down to the final 15 or so minutes. De Gea pumps it long to Rashi. Switches play beautifully to Dan James. McTominay. What you got? Uses Wan-Bissaka. Dan James. Back to Bissaka. What you got? Get a cross in there. Don't make this come to nothing. Van der Beek. Wan-Bissaka. McTominay. James. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. All that build-up for a Chelsea onslaught. Maguire. Lindelof. Come on then, Pogba. McTominay, loose ball there. Picked up, though. Kept on going. Dan James, come on then, use your skills. Crosses, it's in there. Milic. Batshuayi, get it up, yeah. Flipping Tammy Abraham, get it up, yeah. That is what I'm talking about. We're going to be a bit more balanced now. We'll take the foot off the accelerator just a smidgen. Kind of just ease our way, hopefully, to these massive 3 points at Stamford Bridge. Another headed goal by Milic. That's monumental. That is monumental. Could put us top of the table, folks. I think a win would put us top, no matter what. Last couple of minutes. Is there any more drama in this game? Dan James uses his nugget effectively to get a corner. Van der Beek is on this weird-ass camera angle. Will allow it. Fired in. Comes out to Maguire, keeps it going to Van der Beek, crosses beautifully, there's a second. Rashi, who's been moved to the left-hand side, gives us all 3 points. We are on our way to the top of the Premier League. It's still early days, folks, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But what I have enjoyed with these first 2 episodes of this is how good we are playing football. You know, when I've usually, my previous Football Manager saves, I don't really go for the top teams. I did Newcastle United in the beta last time out. It was like pulling teeth. It was hard work. This is like fluid. It's the amount of tinkering I've had to do is not that much. I did create the tactic, but they are just playing so well. Chuffed to bits. I just got to make sure that they stay like this and stay on track here. But that is a humongous win. We do go top of the table above Manchester City on goal difference. For me, I'm settling for 4th spot. That is that's my goal. Getting in the Champions League spots one way or the other. It could even be through the back door of the Europa League. But that is huge. Absolutely huge. And that's where we're going to leave you. So tomorrow we'll be back again. Like I said, we're going to aim for Torino, Tottenham, I think. We'll be back for that game. Unless something crazy happens. Look at this little schedule here. Liverpool, Brighton, Man City. That's going to be a bit of a barnstorm, and that'll be probably day after tomorrow. We'll come back for these 2 for that one. But anyway, what are you thinking of the game so far? What are you thinking of my Manchester United side? Have you got any more suggestions? Somebody said Bruno Fernandes, which is an option, but we have strengthened midfield both with Maddison and Van der Beek coming in. But if so, you know, Pogba decides to kick up a stink. He did kick up a stink at the start of this. I actually calmed him down a little bit. I said, you know what, we can actually get in the Champions League together. He was moaning about Champions League football. But as it stands, we sit pretty at the top of the table. Is the Premier League title coming back to Old Trafford? Well, it's not long to find out. We'll back tomorrow as this journey continues. The glory is hopefully on its way. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.